Hi there, I want to work on some glute medius strength with you today. Glute medius is a muscle that kind of wraps around the side of the hip. And why it's so important is that it structurally keeps your hips structurally sound so that you can avoid things like osteoarthritis, labral tears in the cartilage of the hip, and things like SI joint dysfunction. This muscle is really important for, and hip flexors. If you have any hip flexor issues, this exercise will definitely help. This is just really an all-around good hip thing to do for yourself to keep the structural integrity of your hips. So we're going to start on the right side. The block is over here to the right, and we're just simply going to put the knee down on it. Now you might have to adjust your block according to where your knee lands, but the outside of your knee will be right here. Now you'll notice that my heel is completely up off the ground. We got to have that because we don't want you to work on spraining your ankle or work towards like a little knee tweakiness. We want everything to be safe and sound. So what we're going to do is just have this foot gently on the floor, and we're going to push through this knee, push it down into the block to lift your hips. We want 70% of the weight over here and 30% over here. We're going to lift both hips off the floor, and we'll breathe. Both shoulders, you'll notice, are on the ground, but more weight is over here on the right. Now I'm going to simply put my hips down on the floor. Excellent. Now, if you're just beginning to work on glute medius, you may stay there for the entirety of this exercise. Otherwise, if you want to advance it a little bit, you have the option to put your foot and gently rest it on the inside of the right ankle to lift up both hips. You may exhale when you do that for a little added strength. And then we'll slowly, gently lower the hips down to the ground. And then I'm going to show you variation 3. So let's say you keep practicing this for a while, okay? You could have your foot down here on the floor and lift again. You could have your foot here on the inside of the ankle and lift, or you could have your leg up and lift. We'll slowly, gently lower down to the floor. I'll show you the 4th variation, final variation that we're going to do today. There are more. That's what we're doing today. So we're going to lift up again, either with the foot on the floor, resting on the inside of the ankle, or up in the air. Now, if you're doing the one where you're up in the air, you may want to add taking your left knee out to the left. This is going to make you fight for it over here in this glute medius. And if you didn't exactly know where glute medius was before, you definitely do now. So take another breath. And lower the hips down. Lengthen your legs out long. And take a little relaxing breath before we go to side 2. Roll your ankles or your feet around, whatever you need to do here. For me, this is the most uncomfortable part, is that little foot action. And we're going to switch this over to side 2 and do the same on the left. So we have the heel up over here on the left. We have the foot down here. 70% of the weight pushes into the block, into the knee, lifting both hips off the floor, and breathe. Slowly, gently lower down. Place the foot on the, rest it gently on the inside of the ankle. Exhale, lift up. You could also have your foot down on the floor. Remember, just do the variation that suits you right now. This is an entirely different thing, quite possibly, from most of the other exercises that you've done before. So give yourself the grace to start nice and easy. Variation 3, if you choose. Exhale, lift. You could have your foot on the inside of the ankle, or again, resting on the floor, 30% of your weight. foot. Both hips off the ground, and slowly relax down. All right, fourth and final variation. Exhale to lift, and this is the most intense one. We'll take the right knee out to the right and make that left side glute medius really fight for it. And gently place both hips back down on the floor. Stretch your legs out long to rest. Again, roll your feet around or whatever you need to do to relax those feet now. It's always a pleasure practicing with you, so stay tuned in. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell over there so that you get notified for our next round. I look forward to seeing you soon. And until then, stay well. Bye. Bye.